Thoreau once said, "Many go fishing all their lives without knowing that it's not the fish that they're after." Being a tennis player, I found that it's easiest to explain this through tennis, and because of my experiences and knowledge. Tennis is a sport, but is that all it really is? And I can personally vouch that it's more of an experience, more of a warming, fun time. And where did it all begin? Where did this tradition begin? Who made tennis what it is today? And is it really about the money? There's no one simple answer to these questions, but a long story of how it came to be. It all started thousands of years ago with European monks who played it after dinner or during religious ceremonies for entertainment. And this was only an arbitrary version of what we know as tennis today, and just similar concepts, none of the rules applied. Now back then, that captured the true pure essence of what tennis should be about: happiness and fun. It concentrated on enjoying oneself and having a good time, helping each other, doing things for fun. And nowadays, it's about money, it's about winning, it's about being really competitive to the point that you want the other person to do bad because you want to win. And when you look in the face of a child, you see raw emotions, because they don't control it, they don't know any better. And when I look at children playing tennis, I see happiness, I see enjoyment, because they don't care about winning, they don't care about the money. Now why would you ask, why would you not want to win money from doing something that you love? Well, it's simple, because money cannot buy happiness, and having more money tends to lead to more problems. Now, personally, I feel that the amount of stress placed upon a tennis player during a match of the final match of a tournament is unmatched by anything else. And why is this level of stress so high? Because each player wants nothing but to win the grand prize. And where's the fun in that? Where's that true essence of happiness that comes with tennis? It's gone, but not forever. It lives on still in the children's faces today. But if we keep up with this valuing money over happiness and wanting nothing but to win, it will go away forever. And my hope by the end of this presentation is to show each one of you why tennis is not just a sport, and how to get that true essence back. I'd like to take you back to the beginning of this dynasty, to the very first US Open. And for those of you who may not know, the US Open is the fourth chronologically placed tournament of the Grand Slam in the tennis circuit. And the very first one began way back in 1881. Now, originally this wasn't known as the US Open, but the US National Championship, and it was played on grass courts rather than the current hard surface format. And the final point of the final match of the final set, all those years ago in 1881, between Richard Sears and William Glenn. Less than a minute, and it's over. Richard Sears had won the very first US Open National Tennis Championship. So after it was all over, they each received tons of money. I mean, ridiculously large amounts. But what set them apart? What made it so that we remember who Richard Sears is, but not William Glenn? It all comes down to the fact that Richard Sears had won first place. William Glenn had not. He was just that guy who came in second. His fate doomed by the scoreboard. And therein lies my very point. 1 year later, 1882, same situation, same result. Now Richard Sears had once again made it to the final round of the National Championship. But he faced a different opponent. But he had an edge. Every person in that crowd would remember what he had done exactly 1 year ago. He had earned his victory, he had fought, and the crowd had been behind him, as they are then. Now this made all the difference. Richard had won again. Same result. Richard would once again be known as the victor of the US National Championship. Whereas the other player, I don't even know his name, because his fate had been deemed historically insignificant. Now, if William or that other man had still been alive today, they would look back and think, wow, I wish that I had won. And that's not because of the money. They didn't want that extra couple $100,000, but that's because he wanted to have people remember his name. He wanted to be known, to be cared for by those who didn't personally know him. Now fast forward to today. Times have not really changed much. We still have a society based primarily on money and greedy motivations. Now I would hope that all of you here today would understand now why tennis is not just a sport, but the message that I'm really aiming to get at is much larger. Not just about tennis, but life in general. And going back to what Thoreau said about many people fishing and not actually going for the fish, it's just that some things can't be bought by money. Now, sometimes in life, that promotion that you've always wanted, that next paycheck, it's not always going to pay off. Sometimes you lose more than you gain in the long run. And I know you must be thinking, why wouldn't I want that promotion? Now, I'll tell you. The reason is this. If you look at your life, and I mean really analyze where you are right now and everything that's going on around you, can you really say that promotion would fix all of that? Now yes, some problems would be fixed, but who can say that more problems won't arise? I would hope that you would take this to heart and really use this knowledge making life choices, because sometimes it is best to just appreciate all that you currently have. Thank you for your time.